Peeps, how you guys doing? We're talking Eagles game tomorrow night. We're talking Eagles roster. Maybe some bubble players who's on the team, who's not on the team. Maybe some Joe Girardi. Should he be on the hot seat? Is he on the hot seat? Stay tuned. Check it out. Thanks.
Yo, Cinnabon.
From H-I-L-A period.
Hey, what's going on, people? We're back, Willow Grove, downtown beautiful. Good evening, everyone. We gotta, Andrew, you gotta slide over a little, dude. And welcome back to Santa Boo First. Let's get our sponsors in. We got insurephilly.com with Matt Maloney, covering all your insurance needs. If you got something going on that you need insurance, he's the man you need to get a hold of. Insurephilly.com. Pops Whiskey, powered by Pops. Irish whiskey, always good stuff. Check it out. I highly recommend it. What's going on, everybody? We got the youngster, Andrew Martin over there, fresh from his vacation spots in Ocean City, Maryland, up the mountains, doing a little of this, doing a little of that. How you doing, Andrew?
So,
why don't you ask them real questions, Zeke? Did you get some? Let's start it off right. Let's get right into the gritty. It's end of summer.
Talking about, man.
the only thing he came home with was the Celtics basketball.
That's true. That's true.
I'm going youngest to oldest, all right? DJ, what's going on?
That was
What?
quite the opening.
You like that?
I could not
I
stop.
don't know. I
laughing,
mean,
man.
Santa Boo
It
Peeps.
was different.
Santa
It was
Boo Peeps.
different.
I
That's
lost
It
for
was
sure.
different. That's right.
When
We're
you said
different,
Santa
man.
Boo Peeps, I lost it. I want to
I
put
got to
that
keep all you guys honest, man.
All
Getting that rut, you know?
Yeah.
Schmitty,
Yo,
how you doing?
what's up, Deke?
Mhm. Mr. Nate behind the glass,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Producer,
Yes, sir.
how you doing?
I'm beautiful, man.
Good to hear.
Questionable.
That's a good answer.
questionable.
All right, we're going to jump right into the Eagles game for tomorrow night, Friday night, up there, up the Turnpike in East Rutherford. The Jets, the obligatory preseason game against the Jets. I want to know what you expect versus what you want to see, because they may be two different things. Me personally, what I want to see is I want to see starters out there. I want to see them getting some time for various reasons. A couple of those reasons being this quarterback, it's his second year. He had 4 starts last year, looked pretty good in the first start and steadily went downhill from there. By the 4th game, wasn't looking that good at all. He needs to build chemistry. He needs to build relationships with his skill players, with his offensive linemen. He needs to get their routines, their patterns down, that sort of thing. And he's got a brand new, fresh toy out there wide with Devonta Smith. He needs to get some work in with him. I don't care. You can tell me till the cows come home. These glorified workouts during the week with other teams just doesn't cut it for me. I don't say you're not allowed to touch the quarterback. Nobody's going 100% in practice. Nobody does. It's human nature. There's nothing that replaces live game reps, even if it is a preseason game. You're getting knocked around, and people want to get after you. So there's a whole nother level going from practice to a preseason game. And I need to see the starters out there getting some work. What I expect to happen, none of that. I expect to see all backups all the time. I'm not happy with it. And the coach, the coach and the quarterback got to have to work on things together too. And you can't. I mean, you can work on it some in practice, but not really. It's game situation is entirely different thing. So, what are you guys looking for, or want to happen, or versus what you expect to happen?
I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head perfectly. Like, I'd like to see Hurts. I'd like to see Smith. I'd like to see Sanders. I'd like to see some first team, a couple series, but I don't think we're going to get any of that. It seems like, I guess they're dependent on the fact and that I know they've lit up the Jets in practice, right? From what I've heard, like it hasn't even been.
They're the greatest preseason team ever.
Yeah, the greatest practice team ever. But like, I like to see some real time reps. However, I do like the fact that if you don't play the starters, we basically go into the season fully healthy. In a 17-game season, I think that's important. But what do we see? 1 or 2 series out of Jalen Hurts this entire preseason?
I think he's played 10 snaps
10
all season.
snaps. I mean,
10 more than
Preseason.
Wentz did last year.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's like you guys said. You want to see the starters, of course.
Right.
But today's NFL, that's all taken care of in these joint practices now. I mean, these joint practices have turned into what the preseason used to be. You play your starters for a quarter or two, and that's what you really judge it off of. Nowadays, the preseason games are glorified scrimmages.
Okay, so that's what you expect. What do you want to happen?
Well, that's what I said. I mean, I want to see the starters. I mean, I would love to see Hurts and Sanders and Smith and all those, even the whole offensive line go for a quarter, but it's not going to happen. It's just the way this NFL is today. And frankly, I don't have a problem with it, to be honest, because the regular season is obviously what matters most, and that's what you're going to get the best out of your team, hopefully. To me, I don't really follow the preseason at all. I think it's just a waste of time. And I think that's what
it is.
The NFL is trending towards and seeing it as now, especially the coaches, because all they do is these joint practices every year now. And they put so much stock into that instead of these games, because the games you're only seeing the second and third string guys and guys that are, may or may not make a team somewhere. So, I mean, that's what the preseason is these days.
You're talking about a brand new spanking coach, not a retread that's been around the league a couple times. This guy, it's his first head coaching position, and he's not getting any time with his starters on the field. That's going to affect them, especially early in the season. And basically, your preseason is the month of September, which just it just annoys the hell out of me that they do this.
I think this year and last year it's hard to judge because the world going on around us. I mean, especially last year with COVID and everything, there was no preseason. There was no real training camp at all. I mean, you just jumped right into week 1 with every team. So, and this year I think it's not as difficult because at least you had your training camp, your OTAs, your preseason, and all that. But it's still only 3 games. You have an extra week of the regular season now this year. So it's going to be different for everybody. It's not just the Eagles.
Right.
So everyone's adjusting. And I think it's just something that you got to take into consideration because it's not just the Eagles, it's the whole NFL. And it's just the new way it is.
What are you thinking over there, Andrew? Other than what you see on your phone screen.
What's up?
He's looking at TikToks.
Yeah.
Nate, I want your opinion on this. What do you expect, and what would you like to see?
He's the former football player.
That's why I'm asking him. That's why I want to hear his opinion.
What's their mindset?
I mean, it's just weird, right? Because it's not 4 games, right? So it's throwing everybody off on the flow of preseason. So you don't know they're going to play the starters. You hope they play the starters. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like I've heard there are some people who are going to play the starters for a first quarter. I forget who was it, what team. But I do. I hope they play the starters because he needs the reps. You need to see it. He's going in there cold. He's going into the season cold.
He's pretty much a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, he's going into the season cold, and you're not going to know.
Yeah,
you're just not going to know. It's going to be they're either going to swing and hit it out the park, or they're going to swing and a miss. So I mean, I think the players feel confident, right? The players don't want to play preseason games.
No, they don't care about it.
Maybe a rep here and there just to get their feet wet.
Care.
Yeah, the starters don't care.
The guys that are fighting for a job care.
Yeah, that's their career.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I would hope a series or 2 come out and then put the other guys in who are fighting for roster spots. But, outside of that, honestly, I don't get this preseason. This preseason was a joke to me.
Yeah,
you're not hyped. Like you're really not there.
I'm there with you because
Right, what's
the expectations going into this year anyway aren't very high, I don't think, because you have so many new faces and new coaches and players and train, even to the trainers and everything. It's just new faces everywhere, so you don't really know what to expect. And week 1 of the preseason came around, and I was like, all right, football's back. But I didn't really get excited really when when it came back, because I just don't really have high expectations for this season. And I'm fine with that, because I want to see what this team is all about. And I'm fine with that. I don't need to have Super Bowl aspirations. Of course I do, but I'm not expecting them. I'm going to have fun this season, because I'm not going to have high expectations.
That's fun.
I mean,
Yeah, because how many years do we go Eagles football? Every year you're up. Everybody gets excited. Oh, Super Bowl! Like, we're making a run. They look good in but then
Well, that's because we always had it like a quarterback for most of the time.
I guess.
Yeah.
This is the first time since probably Wentz's rookie year that we've had this kind of mixed feeling about the season. Not really know what to expect.
I heard something really interesting on the radio going to work today. Patrick Mahomes last week played 33 snaps. So Andy Reid isn't worried about getting his quarterback hurt.
yeah, but Andy Reid also in training camp got how many of our players injured for the year because he went too hard?
Well, you can't go hard in training camp anymore.
Yeah, now there's rules against it.
Yeah. I don't think there are 2-a-days anymore.
There's no more
Andy's
two-a-days.
a throwback too. Let's remember that.
Yeah, he's definitely a 90s, 80s style head coach.
Wow. 80s and 90s are throwback now. Phew.
Well, yeah. What did you think? 2010 was a throwback?
No, 70s are throwback for
No.
me.
I mean, I don't know what to expect from this year. Like, part of me wonders, like, is Sirianni gonna be like this mad scientist? Like, it's possible, right?
Is he a new McVay?
Is it possible?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very possible, right? That like,
Well,
and
it's always possible.
but like, here's the thing. Like, I'm wondering if they're not doing a lot in preseason because they think like they don't want to show anything, and this guy's gonna come out and I don't know what they're gonna run. If they're gonna run like a hurry up,
Nobody
a spread
knows.
offense,
Yeah.
right? So that's like the interesting part to me. Like, and I'm with DJ. Like, I don't want to say I have expectations. Like, I like to see them show that within a year or two that they can actually be a contender, right? So like, they don't have to win the division. Of course, we don't love them to win the division, but like, if they could win 7 or 8 games and show me that Rager's good, show me that Devontae Smith's good. Like, I'm going to throw another name that I think is going to be a lot better. Like, I think they're going to use Kenneth Gainwell a lot, the running back from Memphis. Like, I think they like him a lot. Like, if they can show us that this year, like, that'll excite me, right?
If aside from Devontae Smith and your draft picks this year, if everybody can take a step forward to what they've been,
you might be.
That's a successful year, no
Right.
matter what your record is.
Yeah.
If they can compete every week, I'm fine with that.
I mean, honestly, this division still sucks.
I know that sounds.
The division sucks. I don't.
Yeah,
like,
it's very winnable.
You see, like, this shit with the Cowboys, projected to get 12 wins. First of all, Dak, you've been
Is he
reading.
gonna play?
Is he even going to play?
Now
right?
he has another
Is he gonna
setback
play?
today.
And now, like, all the Cowboys, they got all these rookies. Tell me how many rookies on defense just come in and light the league
And
on
I was
fire.
just going to say, what did they do to their defense to make it any better?
I mean, Michael Parsons is a player, but
that's your Penn Stater.
That's your
in
middle.
you.
No. I mean, I'm not even saying that because
he is.
It's hard for me to say that because of Cowboys,
but Zeke's another year older and he still has the fumbling problem.
You look at Washington,
their offensive line's not the same,
right? And their coach sucks. McCarthy blows,
and their secondary still has plenty of holes. I don't care that they signed Malik Hooker. Who cares? He's not a difference maker. He doesn't save that secondary.
He doesn't. He can't stay healthy. There's a reason why he was waited so long.
There's a reason why the Browns didn't extend him off his rookie contract.
Right. The Colts, you mean?
The Colts, sorry, not the Browns.
I mean, look at the Giants. Does Daniel Jones scare you in this division?
Not at all.
Saquon Barkley, as much as I'm a Penn Stater, he's overrated. He hasn't shown me shit in the NFL.
I wouldn't say he's overrated. He was hurt last year.
He can't stay healthy, dude.
That doesn't mean he's overrated.
He missed one season because of one injury.
When he's on the field, he's a really
never got hurt.
Top tier player.
He's not top 5 running back.
Oh, wow.
I don't think he is.
Wow.
Who do you put above him? Now I got to ask, who do you put above him?
I'm putting Henry for sure.
Well, Henry's the best running back in the league.
He's
a tight end at running back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's top 5. I don't. I really don't.
We'll give him 5.
Yeah, Give me 5. You're on the spot.
Yeah, that's
Well,
gonna be tough.
look at your phone and
Yeah,
and look it up
I
because
mean,
I want to hear these 5.
yeah. Because I don't understand how Saquon isn't a top 5.
I can think of 3 off the top of my head. I'll
take 3 that are better.
I'll say Kamar,
CMC,
and Henry.
and Henry. That's my 3 too. But 4 is probably Saquon.
I have to look.
Zeke, Dalvin Cook. Yeah, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah,
And then Barkley's 5.
And then Cook and Barkley.
Come on, Drew,
yeah.
man. Aren't you on fantasy football? You got to know this stuff, man.
Are you on fantasy?
Yeah, but I can't think. I'm just telling you. First of all, I don't think he stays healthy again this year. The Giants run him.
Well,
into
they
the
run.
ground.
Yeah, that's their problem because he's their
So-
off. But now they have receivers.
The
Kenny
villain
Galladay.
wants us to drug test you for saying that Saquon's not top 5.
Well, he's already has the Super Bowl talked about this year. So I mean,
Paul's going to love this
Jersey's
statement. I'm going to say, and I
Uh-oh.
talked about it.
he's
on-
going to say the Cowboys are going to win. We already know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna dust some trophies.
I
So
love
money-
it though. I love
Money on Money Pot. I did say that if we were looking at betting, because here's what you got to
What's
look
their
at.
value?
But it's Dak. You have to look at if you look
Well,
at
that's all it relies on. Yeah.
yeah, but if you look at the division, everybody has a question mark
Oh yeah.
at the quarterback
Yeah,
position
yeah.
outside of Dallas,
Yeah.
and then
True.
they're the best roster on paper.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
You hate to say it,
Well,
but I'm looking at it from a betting perspective. If I'm telling you where to put your money,
yeah.
and the odds are actually good for Dallas to win, they're plus 125 or plus 124.
Oh, wow.
They're you know what I mean, you're getting plus money on them to win the division. We ran through their schedule on the show. Like they don't have a lot of tough games.
Yeah.
Like they play KC, I think.
in fantasy. He's a tier 3 running back.
They
by the way.
play KC. Trying to think of another tough game off my schedule. Paul, help me out here. Who's on your
Do
schedule?
they have Tampa Bay?
And they have they open up against Tampa.
No, right. Yeah, opening nights against Tampa.
Yeah,
That's
they
right.
open up at Tampa. So I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it's not even close who the best quarterback in this league is.
Well, that's the thing. Is Dak going to be okay from his injury?
It's all smoke to me, man.
That shoulder thing isn't though.
Man, he'll go out there. and
No,
slay
I mean
it.
he can
they'll
play
give
through
him
it.
a shot and he'll be good.
Yeah, he can play through that, but I mean,
Yeah.
What makes
it's in the
you-
back of his mind. I
Every
think.
year they have expectations so high, and then there's an excuse. Like it's either the coach, they're the defense. It's an excuse every
it's the
year.
Cowboys.
Yeah, but
it's the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
right.
It's
But you
not an
compare it to the
excuse when it's
division.
true.
Yeah,
You compare it to the division. What quarterback is in the same conversation as Dak?
none.
None
No.
now.
That's not even close
No.
either.
Right,
Nah,
right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
So
mean, and this will kill me to say, like Dak could be a top 10 QB.
he's going to be a top 10.
He
too.
probably will be.
Yeah, with that roster.
We'll
With
see
that
how-
offense
we'll
is
see how it
ridiculous.
stays-
And then if the
stays
defense
healthy.
is bad and he's got to throw all
they're
day,
going to be in a ton of shootouts.
Yeah.
That's
For
why
sure.
he was the number 1 QB through until his injury last year. I mean, people don't want to admit that, but he was.
Right, and even when he was at his best, the Cowboys struggled
Because their
in the
defense
playoffs.
stunk.
And like you
They
said,
They won 1 game.
and I agree with you. I don't think their defense is all that better.
It didn't get better. I don't think Micah Parsons makes a huge difference. And Jalen Smith, he hasn't really made a
Right.
step forward.
That's what I'm saying.
He's kind of been the same. I mean, he's still a good linebacker, but he hasn't really impressed me last year.
Eight or nine
Van Der
wins.
Esch
wins
is-
can't stay
yeah.
healthy with his
Yeah,
neck.
you can't say all either, but he's like,
Sean Lee's finally retired, right?
Yeah, he
done.
retired.
Yeah,
Eight
Time.
or 9 wins this division, whoever it is.
and I think that's Dale. I don't know because Washington's defense is still really good to me.
Right.
I mean, they're a top 10 defense.
top 5 maybe.
Maybe you're right. Yeah, their defense is really good, and their defense can keep them in games. And all Fitzpatrick has to do is manage them. They're winning the division.
That's a sleeper place for.
That's a good
Watson.
sleeper pick
Yeah.
for Money Pot.
No,
Yeah,
but
what's
I'm
the
saying
value
that's a
on them?
sleeper place for Watson to go eventually
What's
too.
that?
What's the
Washington?
value on Washington
Why
winning the
not?
division?
I mean, other than
They're probably
So
plus-
their over and under was 8.5 games, which I thought was really
wow,
high
that's high.
because Dallas is 9.
that's
So
what I'm saying.
they're right below. They're right below Dallas, and then because you got to look. Where were they? 500 last year. They won the
No,
division,
they were 6-9. Didn't
6-9-1, weren't they?
Didn't they
or was it?
finish under 500?
Yeah,
I think
they-
it was the first time
Or were they
a
7
division winner was
7
under
8 and 1?
500.
But their
or
but their
something.
quarterback was atrocious.
Oh well, yeah, they had Heineke.
Yeah, they're Heineken. So
I mean, he was all right. in that
Fitz
playoff
is a major upgrade, even though Fitz is an average quarterback. He's still a major
game.
upgrade.
Yes, yeah.
And we know how Fitz starts off. They could start off hot.
Oh,
but
yeah.
As the season goes
Yeah.
along, Fitz will cool off. So, but when we looked at it, Washington, I think was they were second. So I think Dallas was plus 125, and I think Washington was like plus 155.
Yeah,
that
it's
went.
not bad.
What did you say
Wow.
the Eagles were? 6.5.
They're
6.5.
over and under
Yeah.
is 6.5.
They're over and
games.
under 6.5.
Yeah, I still think it's 6 games.
It'll be close.
6
Yeah,
and
it'll be
11.
They need a break.
It'll be very close.
It might be a push.
They'll
7? You think they get
No,
7?
no,
or
no.
6?
Meaning they
Stay at 6.
stay, yeah.
I don't know. It's I would stay away from if I was a
They have some
Yeah.
games where like you think they can.
dude.
Like,
Dude,
they're
the
gonna-
homer comes out at me and it's like, oh, they'll win that game, but then it's
No,
like,
but I'm
nah.
saying like if
they'll
you
win a
think
game or
about
two
it,
by
they
accident.
should beat Denver, right? Would we all agree
there's
with that?
there's tons of winnable games on
the
the
Jets,
schedule. Yeah,
right? Aren't
obviously.
the Jets on
yeah.
there?
The last week
The
of the season,
Raiders. I don't
think
think
it
the
is.
Raiders are.
There's plenty of games where you can
Right.
go, oh, they should
Atlanta
win.
even week 1.
No, they stink in Atlanta.
Yeah, but
When's the last time they won in Atlanta?
I agree, but like Atlanta doesn't have
Atlanta's
their
not-
and
top
I, and
man.
I put them in my parlay to win. Actually, the Eagles to win week 1.
Right, exactly.
It's just the homer in me, you know. I'm too biased.
Yeah,
give it up, man. What's on your parlay? Give it to the
I got
people.
I got a 15 legger.
15 leg.
Yeah, for week 1.
Jesus.
Oh, Diamondbacks
Seriously.
up 2-0. There you go.
Matt Moore's
and
in.
Jesus ain't helping them either.
Oh no, well it's 15 legs and it's $10 to win 15 grand.
Okay.
And it's a lot of like money line stuff and covers. It's not too crazy. I mean, I think it's very doable.
It's
got-
15 legs.
All right, listen. I got the Bucks money line, Bills money line against the Steelers at home.
I would take them.
Jets Panthers over 43.5 because life's too short to bet the under. Titans money line against the Cardinals. Eagles money line against the Falcons. Get out of here, bonus. Under 44.5 for Chargers Washington because life is now short enough to bet the
under
under.
44.5 with Herbert.
Chargers in Washington week 1. Yeah,
Dude,
Washington's defense at home.
Herbert's good, man.
LA's got to fly across country for a 1:00 game.
Herbert's
They're going to be hungover. Niners money line against the Lions. Seahawks
Yes.
money line against the Colts.
Carson goes down week 1.
Bengals to cover against the
Where's
Vikings.
Seattle? Is it in
That's
Seattle?
At Indianapolis.
Carson tests
I like-
positive for COVID.
I don't
on
know-
that
I don't know
Friday.
what-
It's good value. I thought it was decent value.
What's
I mean,
what's the line? What's the money line?
The Seahawks were minus 120. I think it's better than what it should. I think they should be like minus 200.
I don't know. I wonder what that line is. I wonder if it's like -1, -2.
Yeah.
I kind of like
I like
Indy there.
Yeah, it could be a steal for them.
Yeah,
but
I
I
kinda-
took the Seahawks money line minus
Yeah,
120.
go ahead.
Then I got the Bengals to cover against the Vikings 4 points. I don't think that's too bad.
No,
It's gonna be
Burrow, dude,
it's
Joe
gonna be a
Burrow's
sloppy
good.
game. Bengals are home.
Chase.
Yeah, they got young studs at receivers. I took the Patriots money line against the Dolphins at home. Chiefs money line at home against the Browns. This is what killed me. Giants money line against the Broncos. That was plus 102. I like the value there. At home against the Broncos, you don't know what to expect out of them.
True.
Teddy Bridgewater, he's named starter, but what are they going to be?
Yeah.
Packers money line against the Saints at New Orleans. And then Rams money line against the Bears at home, though. And then to finish it off is the Ravens money line against the Raiders in Vegas. So it's $10 to win $15,474.44 if anybody out there wants to tail my Galaxy brain.
Damn.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hopefully it pays off some loans if it does hit.
So how are you guys ranking the quarterbacks right now in the NFC East?
Oh, that's easy.
Because I
Dak's
know,
one.
now who's 2?
I would go Fitzpatrick.
I would have to go Fitzmagic.
What do you think? Hurts. Yeah, I'm going Hurts.
Come
too.
on, dude. You don't know what he
I
is
think-
yet. I
I'm
would love to agree with you, but you just can't.
almost sight
Would you put him
unseen.
over Jones?
I would go Hurts over Jones, but
I would.
I'm not sold on it.
I think it's like 1A, 1B with Hurts and Jones.
Yeah,
They're tied for third.
Why? I don't understand. See, this is what I don't get with us Eagles fans. What has Hurts done
I hear
to
ya.
even
I know,
put
I
him
hear
in this conversation? Daniel Jones, as bad as he is, has won NFL football games.
So is Hurts.
So
though.
it's Hurts.
One game. He's won one game.
Against the number 1 team in the conference at the time.
Wait, what was the stat that I heard this week that Hurts had 300 yard or something and more, and
All right,
Baker
hold on,
Mayfield
hold
had
on.
Yeah,
zero.
probably because
Before-
he had
hold
to
on.
pass.
What
I
was
was just
that?
going to say, before you give that, give the other stats, though.
Hmm.
He was statistically worse than Wentz.
Hurts.
Yes. When he played, his numbers were actually worse than Wentz when Wentz played.
Paul agrees with you, Nate.
I know, Nate, I agree with you, too. I don't.
That's what he has on the screen right there is what it is.
Yeah.
No, like I just
It
don't think
pains
Jones
me.
is good.
It pains me too much to put
Yeah,
our quarterback in the bottom.
We'll see.
but it's for right now. It's true.
We'll visit this in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it could
We'll
be true.
see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. If this goes bad, Flacco could very well be good.
What did I say? How long ago did I say that?
Yeah, that was
Flacco's
that
on-
was early.
Flacco's
I
on.
was
like
real
first-
early.
That was like training camp.
I said training camp. Flacco
Yeah.
starts by game 6.
Hurts has a different dimension than those other two. Like the
Man,
ability
they-
to run's a big deal in the
They
NFL.
don't win in the league, bro.
They beat New England when he ran for 100
Who?
yards.
Who?
Or, I mean, they beat New Orleans when they ran for 100 yards.
Because it was the
best
first
defensive
time he
game.
started.
So
No
we'll-
film on the
So
guy.
we'll see. I think you guys put him as 4th is a little.
I
Daniel-
like your optimism. I'm not gonna put you down, but I'm just saying there's not
What
much
do you
on the
think?
guy.
I don't know, dude.
Wow. Yeah, it's
God.
this
This is the last
season-
time you come here.
The great analysis.
I don't know,
We
dude.
put Dak on the top of the mountain, dude, but the reality is Dak can't stay healthy. So until
he
Dak
missed
stays healthy,
he missed
didn't he
one
get hurt?
season.
Didn't he get hurt the year before too?
No,
Oh, he just sucks.
Zeke got hurt.
He
Zeke
choked.
was
Yeah.
suspended.
Well, yeah, he'll get
Yeah.
suspended again, I'm sure. Amen, Parsons. Together.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I just Dak's just. I mean, that dude's a top 10 QB this year.
I want to see if he comes back from this injury. I think that's a rough injury to come back from.
Absolutely, and I'm with you, but I just can't. I can't knock him off as number 1 in the division.
not in the division.
We'll see.
I think the Cowboys are the team to beat.
They are,
this
of course.
year.
Well, they are the
yes,
team to
they
beat.
are the team to beat.
I kind of like that.
Nobody
because
questions
every
that.
time they're the team to beat, what happens?
They
Think about it.
stink.
Right.
We'll see.
It's way too early to really
we don't
judge
know.
it
We don't know
because the Eagles don't even know yet either.
we don't know what Sirianni's capable of. Like you said, if he McVay and the offense, we don't know.
If
that's
Sirianni
here's
is a McVay, awesome.
Here's the other
I'm all
thing
for
too.
that.
I think that you're going to see the running game used a lot more, where Doug went away from it. I think you're going
Yeah.
to see Miles
Yeah.
Sanders get the rock, and
Yes.
Miles Sanders could be,
Yes,
if right up there.
and I'm
with,
okay with that.
Right up there with Zeke and Saquon
I'm okay with that.
in yards. I mean, if you look at his yards per
and
carry,
Jordan Howard is apparently
Right.
going to have a big role.
But what I'm saying is,
He's only 26. I didn't know
I
that.
thought he was
I
older
thought he
than
was
that
way
too.
older.
Jordan
Yeah.
Howard is.
He's
I
only
thought-
26.
I thought he was like 28,
and
29.
he said that this is the healthiest he's ever been.
Yeah.
Of course, he's going
And
to say
I
that.
heard
but-
earlier in the week that he's looking good in camp.
yeah,
That's old for a running back in the league.
well,
though.
yeah.
26?
yeah.
Nah.
When you first come out of college,
The win-
you're
the window-
22,
the window's only
21.
3
What's
years.
Kamar?
The window's are only really 3 years.
Yeah, but you can be a productive back,
Frank,
to
look
30,
at
31.
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore,
Yeah, but
he's a
that's
unicorn
that's an
though.
LaShawn
exception.
McCoy.
Curtis
That's an
Martin.
Pretty
exception.
good. Till about
Another
30.
unicorn.
Right. Well,
Marshawn
my
Lynch.
point is, it
Another
happens.
unicorn. Like,
Daniel Tomlinson.
That's a lot of unicorns we're racking
well,
up.
you're naming like
Hall
you
of-
named 3 all Hall of Fame
Yeah,
running
Hall
back.
of
We're talking about
Famers.
Jordan Howard here,
Yeah.
and not Hall of Fame running backs.
Give him
Curtis,
time.
my favorite. Martin, are you serious? Like, come on,
You're
man.
telling me Jordan Howard isn't a Hall of Famer?
Come on, man. Let's stop it. Like, but if you look at all those guys' years, it really is a 3-year window. Even though they might play 8 or 9 years,
Yes.
they're in
come
their
and go.
prime for like 3 years.
They come and go
I
overnight.
understand that the window, the shelf
Nick
life
Chubb's
of a
25.
running back is 3 years or so, and their prime time is
Fresh
probably
out of college.
3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years is a very successful.
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
What's Paul
yeah.
talking on the screen there?
Derrick Henry's 27.
He's taking the Browns over the Ravens in the AFC North.
I just got to point out real quick. My shirt is not blue.
Yeah, I
I don't know. I think it's kind of funny.
No, I forgot
The
that.
Browns,
It's green, it's
the
green.
Browns definitely
Yeah.
should win
It's
that
fun,
division. I agree with that. The Browns should win that division.
AFC North?
Dude, the Browns, played with the Chiefs for a little bit. If you remember,
They
that helmet
competed, yeah.
hit didn't get called. Like,
They competed.
I think the Browns are right there. I think the Bills
I think
win.
they-
Browns
I
won
think the
AFC
Brown-
North.
I was
I-
going to say you need to speak up. That's your boy, Andrew.
I think
What,
the Browns
Baker?
take a step back.
Yes.
Baker's your boy.
Oh, he loves Baker. Oklahoma boy.
So that's why you like Hurts.
Yeah.
for 1 year.
Yeah.
So if we go through each division, what's your division winners? Let's start in the AFC.
All right,
I
we're
got
just going through it.
Yeah, I'm going
With AFC?
Bills in the AFC East.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
me.
And it's funny, their line is short.
It is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Chiefs in the AFC West.
Absolutely.
Yes.
AFC North, I'm going to go the Browns.
I'm gonna go-
Probably.
I'm going to go Ravens.
Ravens suck, dude.
And then no.
You suck.
They
And then
don't
what's
suck.
the last one we're looking at? Hey,
South.
South. Oh my-
Jacksonville.
It's Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Come
You
on.
got Tennessee.
I'm
Okay.
trying to name the team.
Tennessee.
I thought you were
But
thinking about it.
I will
Tennessee in the
I will
South.
say
Yeah.
this: a sleeper to me in the AFC West is the Chargers. I think the Chargers are very
How
good.
long have we been saying this?
Dude, Justin Herbert.
Anthony
what
Lynn
fan
was not a
base.
good coach, man.
But Justin Herbert,
He's
is
a real
stud.
deal. No, he's a real
Yeah.
deal.
Justin Herbert's a
But
stud.
they have so
Derwin
much.
James is
I
back
know they have
healthy.
so much talent on that team, and they just never
Well,
figure it out.
Isn't new coach, right?
Yeah, new coach.
So we'll see.
Anthony Lynn isn't there, but he was
Nah.
He was bad. They had so much talent, and they just never put it together.
All right. NFC.
NFC South, obviously, I'm going Bucks.
Tampa
Yeah.
Bay.
Tampa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Saints.
Uh,
I'm going. I think
East
Winston's-
is Dallas.
No,
I'm going Saints.
he's taking the Saints because he wants to take Winston.
East, I'll go Washington football team.
Yeah,
East.
I'll go.
Giants.
You know what? You know what?
You
You know what?
You going Birds?
I'm gonna go Birds. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
And
Not the Birds.
Central
Cowboys.
What, Packers?
Central.
Or no, NFC.
This is
No,
baseball.
they're the
Yeah,
North. They're the
NFC
North.
North. Packers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Packers or
Packers.
Vikings. Packers.
Vikings.
Vikings. Kirk
suck.
Cousins sucks.
They stink out
Oh,
loud.
that's right. Kirk Cousins is still there.
And then
Yeah.
and then
They
we got
blew
up that
NFC
team.
West.
That's tough because are the Niners gonna rebound? Probably not.
Seattle.
Arizona's
Rams,
good though.
Rams.
Arizona's good.
I'll go Rams.
Rams.
I'll go Rams.
Over
Stafford.
Seattle.
And the Cardinals.
I
are
don't.
good
I
this
don't
year.
bet
Dude,
against
you know what
Ross. I don't bet against
Listen,
Ross.
do you
I
know-
gotta go Seahawks.
do you know I
I'm going
read-
dark horse with the Cardinals.
Do you know
Cardinals are good though.
Yeah, do you
That's
know
probably the best value for a
So,
division winner. Is probably. The
I didn't look at all the teams today, but Monday Morning Quarterback did teams, and they had the Cardinals finish at 6-11.
Really.
Thinks Kyler Murray's going to struggle this year.
That dude played his butt off.
He's
That's
last
what
gotten
I said.
better each year.
6-11
Wasn't he an
is what they
MVP
have
like
it.
talks last year?
Yes,
Yeah.
they have him at 6-11.
He started out pretty good. He's
And
only
their-
gotten
their-
better.
Their defense was young.
Yeah, I
Their
saw it
defense
this
is young.
morning. They said 6-11.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't see that.
12. I
Yeah.
think it was like 12-5.
I
for the
think
Bucks.
Cardinals are right there with the Seahawks.
I don't. I think it's the Rams and Cardinals.
I
comes
see
down
the
to-
Rams. I
Dude,
know. I
Stafford's
just piped up.
ridiculous.
I know. I just piped up McVay, but he's had his faults
For
where
sure.
he can't adjust and he can't figure it out. But and I don't know what Stafford's going to be. I mean,
He's not that young.
He's not very young. He really hasn't put together a nice season in years. I know he played in Detroit with bad teams, but I mean,
He
really
has weapons. And I mean,
he
not
doesn't
real.
have a running back. They just traded for Sony Michel.
Who
but-
would be your sleeper team that like they might not make the playoffs, but they show like big growth? I think I'm going to go Bengals. I think Burrow's the real
in the
deal.
whole NFL?
Yeah, I like. I'm not saying the Bengals. I say the Bengals win 6 or 7. I'm not
Browns.
saying anything. Well,
They're
the Browns,
they're not a
they're not a
sleeper.
sleeper.
Oh, yeah, true.
Dude, wake up! Stop looking at
He's the
TikTok.
sleeper.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The
I'm,
whole NFL, I don't know.
I really like Joe Burrow.
I'll go Chargers just because they have. I just
Yeah.
think they're very talented and they just haven't figured it out yet.
Mm.
I'm gonna go Chargers.
How about biggest team that hyped up but does nothing? I'm going Miami. I think Tua is a bust, and I think the Eagles get a very good draft pick.
Team
Very,
hyped up but doesn't do much?
yeah, like they were saying the Dolphins could.
You're
you
gonna.
know,
You're. I don't know.
Sleeper team?
I'm
No.
going. No, I'm saying it's not going to be good. That teams like. I mean, I've heard.
Is it too cliche to say the Cowboys?
No,
Yeah.
I was going to say the Bills.
Ooh,
dude, Josh
Really?
Allen.
Yeah, I mean they'll
What's he do,
they'll
take
do
a step
well, but they're
back?
not going to go far.
their defense is questionable.
Dude, what do you mean not go far? They went to the AFC
AFC
Championship.
Championship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're saying they're
So where do you
I
see?
think they take a step
they're
back.
probably predicted to go there again.
Against the
They're
Chiefs.
they're the biggest threat in the AFC to the Chiefs.
As
probably.
long as Josh Allen stays
Yeah.
healthy, right?
I mean, they're the
Stephon
biggest
Diggs stays
threat.
healthy.
I'll-
But their defense is
I mean, Cole Beasley could give everybody on the team COVID.
God.
So, right? That's the other thing. That's the other factor that people aren't
Mhm.
thinking about too. Is like
it's gonna happen.
all these players that
It's
aren't
gonna happen.
vaccinated, like
Yeah.
Carson. Dude, I guarantee you, he's going to cause his team something.
I was listening today on the radio, Schefter on with 97.5. He mentioned because it's going to happen. There's going to be another Denver Broncos situation like last year where they didn't have a quarterback an emergency QB had to play a whole game. That's going to happen again.
Yeah, it could be Quez Watkins going to the quarterback.
Yeah.
for Birds.
Maybe.
The players that are not getting vaccinated can blow up the entire season.
Well, it's not even that.
It's-
Just,
Well,
you can still
has
get it
potential.
with your
You can still
vaccine.
get-
Yeah,
yeah,
you
but
can
still
still
get it if you're
But
vaccinated.
props to
Yeah,
college football. Did you
right.
see what college football
Yes.
did?
But what I'm saying is there are a fair amount of players who refuse to get
Oh, well,
vaccinated.
if you're refusing
and
I
if
mean,
they
it shouldn't be a
they
problem
get
with the
sick,
Eagles. They're like almost
they
at
could potentially
100%.
blow up the entire season.
The Eagles are over like 97, 98%.
Yeah, that's the Eagles.
Right. So, I mean,
There are a lot of teams that
but
are
you
barely
know-
50%.
now,
Probably.
isn't the NFL doing the same thing to college football? So, like, the
Yeah,
Big Ten said this week, you forfeit.
Yeah,
If you
that's
don't have enough, you
yeah.
forfeit.
Yeah.
So,
and that's fine with me.
that's fine with me, too.
Yes, me too. Yeah, if you're dumb enough not to do it, then yeah, you got consequences. And if it means you lose
But
a
I
game,
do agree
you
with
lose a
him.
game.
Team
I
that's
do-
already 100%. Isn't there a team that's already
Yeah,
vaccinated?
Falcons.
Falcons, yeah. So
Yeah.
I thought.
It's just going to be an interesting season because of that. Again,
I mean, I agree with Nate when he says, you can get COVID, but like,
I think the penalty
that's
though.
the problem is like you're going to have vaccinated players that then test positive and
Yeah,
aren't
and
able to
that's-
play
right.
But the
that are
penal-
asymptomatic.
but the penalty is the unvaccinated guys that get COVID, right, and cost their
Yeah,
team the game, not
yeah.
the vaccinated
I
guys.
think so.
I think that's what the ruling was.
Yeah.
Either way, it's just going to be something that the teams are going to have to be careful with.
Right.
Yeah,
Be smart.
be smart. Yep. It's. I mean, look what happened with baseball
Oh yeah.
last year and this year.
We didn't know if
Early
it was
on,
going to have. Hold up. Timeout for the whole show. Is that Danny DeVito as Ben Franklin?
Yes, it
Dude,
is.
where did you get that?
Fly line.
Oh my god, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to check
That's
into
All
that.
right, go back to what you were
Sorry.
saying.
Sorry, I just noticed that. It was awesome.
I just noticed that too when you said that.
yep. Yeah, if he wasn't wearing glasses, he would look like Ben Franklin.
Yeah. Shout out, Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rob McElhenney, if you want to come on. Come on.
Yeah.
I got that connection.
Oh my god. Why did I say that?
You opened up the door,
I
dude. I
did.
just walked through it.
Charlie Day, if you want to come on. Come on. You're not a prep guy.
All right, whatever you're gonna say, DJ, go back to saying.
I was just mentioning that. That's all.
Okay. Good time for a break.
Sure.
All right. We'll take a short break, folks, and we'll be back on the other side. We're looking at Phillies, Joe Girardi, and whatever else comes down the pike. Stay tuned.
InsurePhilly.com. You comparison shop all the time. Can I get this cheaper on Amazon? What will the store brand save me? Should I get a second estimate on this remodel? So why not do that for your insurance needs? Better yet, why not have someone comparison shop for you? At InsurePhilly.com, you can get up to 10 quotes in about 10 minutes with top insurance carriers like Progressive, Collective, Liberty Mutual, Encompass, Kemper, and Berkshire Hathaway. Owner agent Matt Maloney provides top national carriers with top local service. Just go to InsurePhilly.com to get your quote online or call Matt at 215-300-9590. For all your insurance needs, auto, home, life, business, and Medicare insurance plans, make sure to go to InsurePhilly.com today or call 215-300-9590. Matt Maloney gives you the national carriers you recognize from a local company you can trust. InsurePhilly.com.
Are back. There we go.
Nate's always ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah, you got a special guest about to jump on, so I was talking to him.
Could it be the guy that's missing?
Could be.
Is
Could
it the
be.
guy? Is it the
Okay.
guy that wouldn't let his kid walk
To practice.
Yes.
to practice?
Yep.
Wait, we
Could
got,
be.
Like back in the day.
if he is, we have to get his division winners for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Rank of the quarterbacks. in
He's
the
probably
division.
gonna be like, God, do you guys miss me?
Yeah.
Look at this show.
He hears
Is
us.
he
This is a
is he
shit
ready to
show.
jump on, or should we?
I'm waiting for him.
Okay.
So you'll see him.
Nice.
You'll see him pop up.
Okay.
You'll see him pop up.
Oh, he's-
All right, good
he's doing
enough.
Video.
Yeah.
All right. We're back, and we're going to get back into some Phillies, some Joe Girardi.
Speaking of shit shows.
Yeah. Speaking of shit shows, I saw earlier somebody commented the Phillies were already losing 2-0.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said
Matt
that.
Moore's in tonight.
Yes.
Last late minute scratch.
'Cause
Shout
F-
out,
Right.
Surprise, surprise. Eflin's hurt.
shout out to the MVP, the Phillies' health. They can't keep shit healthy. Look at Rhys Hoskins back for a couple games. All of a sudden,
He's
done for the year.
Well,
Eflin-
now there's surgery. There wasn't
Eflin-
surgery on the table.
It probably was on the table before, and they tried to play through it.
I mean, yeah, it's
And
it's
Eflin,
just-
like he had a couple starts. All of a sudden, now he's got knee soreness again. Like, come on, dude.
McCutcheon with his knee
Oh,
swelling.
there he is.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
What's up, guys?
Oh, we can
What's
hear him.
up?
Just chiming in here.
For a picture.
I don't want to interrupt your Phil's talk, but
That's all right.
Let's
I
talk
heard-
birds.
I heard some of that football talk on the way home.
How was? What about my parlay? I know you're the degenerate with me.
I just don't get the Browns love. It's a whole lot of
You
Browns.
never do.
You guys always love the Browns. And what do? The Browns are the Washington Generals.
They
Hold on,
No,
wait,
they're
hold on,
not.
wait.
They're better
Hang
than
on,
they're
hold on,
much
listen
better
to
than
me.
that.
Dude, the Browns didn't even have Odell Beckham, which is a great wide receiver, and look what they still
Right,
did.
right.
They also had
I think he just does it on purpose.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Browns are gonna Brown.
It's
like the
rattling
Aaron
all our
Rodgers.
cages.
It's like the
So-
Aaron
Especially
Rodgers.
mine.
So
probably.
who's winning that division then? It's not the Browns.
Until Baltimore loses it, it's theirs.
They lost last year.
Here.
Browns are gonna Brown.
Is that what you're doing right now?
Did I hear somebody say the Giants?
Huh?
Say what?
Did I hear somebody say the Giants for the East?
Nah,
Yeah, that
really-
was Deke, wasn't it?
No, it was
No.
not deep.
Oh,
you said the
I said the
Giants?
Cowboys.
Well, then that's
Andrew
even-
said the
that's-
Giants.
That's even worse.
Well, Andrew's a big
And
Browns fan, so that
Number
makes
one
sense.
son said the Eagles.
Are you making a Brown right now?
No, I'm in the boys' room.
Oh, okay.
All right,
all right,
cool.
all right.
I was going to ask where you were
no.
because it doesn't
everybody-
look like your basement.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a bathroom with
statue
a
behind you in the toilet, whatever the little statue is.
Unless it's the downstairs.
He can't go in a
Toilet.
room in his house without a Brian Dawkins something.
That's
Yeah.
good. Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with that.
He was in the
The man on the buttons is on point there.
Just took a Dallas.
Just took it
Ah,
down.
speak, and there goes the shit show right down the toilet. So how was Brody's practice tonight?
Good. The rain
They-
held off for us, but apparently the rest of the area got hit with the storm a little bit. But
Yeah. They doing some smacking out there with the pads on?
they are. First
Cool.
game's on Sunday, so we'll figure out season's
First
starting
game is
up
this
on-
Sunday?
They got they call it the Jamboree, so other schools or other league teams from within the league come in, they'll play like 3 games and they figure out how they rank them.
3 games in one day.
Yeah, abbreviated.
Full length games.
No, like little.
Abbreviated, like
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, holy crap, these kids are gonna die. Like, 3 full games of football. in
Where's
one
that
day.
at?
at Summerton.
Oh, cool.
Scummerton.
What time's Brody
Watch it
playing?
now.
Sorry.
What time's Brody playing?
I'm not sure.
Their games aren't on Sundays, are they?
Nah, they'll be sad.
I saw a little tuft of hair in there. Who's that? Was that Brody?
That's the man. Yeah, I'm going
There you
wrong
go.
by there. Right,
What
there
up,
it is.
Brody?
Brody.
Brody, we don't have your cutout tonight.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, you got replaced by 4 other legends, Brody.
Why has the show been flopping since I'm gone?
Oh, Brody.
Oh,
He is the $1 million man of the show.
You hitting that pops too there, bro?
Brody, the hair looks good tonight.
Yeah.
I'm getting it cut
Thanks.
though on Saturday.
The Ravens.
Brody says the Ravens 2 years are all insane.
You get brainwashed from your dad.
All right, so rank the quarterbacks in the NFC East.
Prescott,
Healthy Dak,
Fitz, Jones,
Hurts, Jones.
Oh, see, he went.
Hurts.
that was the fan in him.
No,
That was all the fan play. That was the
No,
fan in him.
Now, Jim,
Yep.
He
Yeah,
caught
Hurts
himself
better than I
before
think
he
you
said
were
it. He
gonna
caught
He
himself
had-
before he said
he
it, and he just
hesitated
went with
about
it.
Saquon.
What?
Ask him about Saquon.
Oh yeah. Did you catch
Oh,
that
yeah.
early on?
Yeah, you
Now,
catch that Barkley talk?
Someone here on the table thinks that Saquon's overrated.
In the NFL.
And it's not the guy that went to St. Joe's or Westchester.
um,
Is Is it
I will
over?
say this: I am not going to take Barkley in any of my fantasy drafts.
Wow.
If
Another
he's there,
one.
what if he's there though?
Penn Staters. Wow.
Really?
Dude, the Giants ran him into the ground.
What about third or fourth round?
No.
He's not going to be there in the
He
third.
lasts that long, yeah. He's on a bad team. Giants are a bad team.
They are. They are.
They're a bad team, but he's the best player on the team.
He is.
Galladay.
So
I
bad.
don't understand why you wouldn't take him if he's there. If you want him there.
I will not be taking him.
Wow.
Would you
So
take Miles Sanders over Barkley?
now you're just smoking.
Hold on, I'm
crack.
asking
dude.
Jim.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm going to
He's
have
getting the drugs from the dudes next door.
that.
Yo, dude, they could be listening to us
Yeah,
with
wait,
their
hold on.
garage open.
Chill.
Come on, Andrew.
There's money to be made in
Trying
fantasy.
to go over there and get a couple of Oakleys out of the cars.
You play to the money. You don't play to your heart.
Mhm.
That's true.
You would really take Sanders over Saquon though?
No, I think he could have a better year over statistically this year. Because I think Sirianni's going to run the ball like in Indy.
What the hell do you smoke?
A lot of good stuff.
Apparently.
Russians next door.
What's up here in Horsham? Where are you at, Horsham?
Yeah.
What is up
I
there?
usually pick it up on my way home from work.
God. Dude,
Listen, we'll see.
I'm usually the one with the takes, the hot takes. Smitty might have dethroned me.
Mm.
Who's going to lead the division in receiving yards?
Who do you think
Running
is?
back or wide receiver?
But
TD
wide
Lamb.
receiver.
Who do you think
Why
is?
are you so hot
Smitty.
on TD Lamb this
I think I know who you're gonna say.
I'm not saying Devontae Smith.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm with Jim. I think it's CeeDee Lamb.
Mm.
He's a beast.
I think Galladay, dude.
Cooper,
Jones?
man. Where you-
I like Galladay.
Did you say Galloway?
Galladay.
Oh, Galladay.
Kenny Galladay. No, it's Nate's a good point too. Cooper. He was the number one receiver before Dak went
Yeah, I
down.
like Cooper.
Who's Washington have? Terry McLaurin, pretty good, ain't he?
Scary Terry.
Scary Terry.
He is a
And they
beast.
got Samuel.
The way
That
Dak's
opens it up even
like
more.
running the ball more.
That's true. Washington's
Healthy.
Ron Rivera loves running the ball. He's a
So
big
actually,
run
I like
first.
Cooper.
So did the Eagles get anybody over 1,000 yards receiving?
No. When's the last time they had 1,000? Alshon?
No.
It wasn't even Alshon, was it?
Alshon even get
Hurt.
it.
Didn't Ertz had over 1,000?
A receiver, not a tight end.
Hey Jim, stop
You said somebody.
Stop showing your son. My wife is googling eyeing over your son here.
Oh, jeez.
She's just texting me. She's like, "Who is that kid?"
Uh,
I was like, "Yo, man, stop."
football player.
Yeah, right. She likes football players too, you know.
Well, Brody's the real football player.
So you think
Okay, Mr. Crewman.
you think
What we
CeeDee
talking about
Lamb? CeeDee Lamb.
Who got benched for a freshman, by the way?
Oh,
Oh, come on, man.
Oh,
senior year.
thanks, Andrew.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You're talking to all state over here.
All state.
All state, all Catholic, all
How did it
state.
feel when you were told like?
Yeah, but I won a bronze medal in the national championships. How about
Man, you
that?
just yelled at some shit.
He said you just yelled some shit.
You just yelled some stuff.
I was inspirational. What are you talking about?
Brody, earmuffs. You just yelled some shit.
He wasn't paddling.
That's a good question. Y'all didn't talk about is y'all big college fans? I see
I
Joe
love-
White.
I love college.
Penn State football preview next show.
College football is starting up this week.
Penn
This
State's
weekend,
got
right?
a very tough game. Week
Ohio
one.
State's on this
Week
weekend,
one's
isn't
tough.
it?
Is it? No, I thought it was 2 weeks. Is it this
I
weekend?
thought Ohio State was this. Maybe it is next week.
Penn State's got a very tough game week one at
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Tell me your Penn State prediction.
I want
The
to.
Fiesta
No,
Bowl.
I would say I
Yay.
want to say if they beat Wisconsin 10-2, but in reality, I think 9-3.
So hold on. We went from this is Penn State football maybe 2 years ago. We went from we got to beat Ohio State to now if we beat Wisconsin.
I
10
don't
and
think
2.
Clifford's a
How
good quarterback.
How far off is Penn State falling?
Look at our recruiting class for
You-
next year.
you were
We're number one in
Piping
the
up the
country. I
recruiting
am.
class, and
For-
now
Yeah,
it's
but
it is for
I'll-
next year.
I will start and end the conversation is with look who's your coach.
James Franklin stinks.
He's not a big time coach.
He stinks.
He makes horrible
Look at all of his big time
under
games.
pressure decisions.
I will say this: they hired a very good offensive coordinator.
Oh God, dude.
Dude, look up Mike Yorich. He's been the best one in the
I don't
past.
care. He's not the head
So
coach.
what?
He's
Franklin's
not
still the head
I'm
coach.
talking about offensively. They're going to be able to.
They're gonna. Is Journey Brown still the running back?
Dude, Journey Brown had a heart condition 2 years ago and doesn't play.
Oh, that's right.
They got
right.
Noah Kane, who's pretty good.
All right. They still
Deshaun
White-
Hamilton. wide
Joe
receiver.
White thinks
They-
getting Wisconsin
Deshaun-
in week 1 is better than playing them later in the season.
Did you say Deshaun Hamilton? He's on the Broncos.
Or not Deshaun Hamilton. I can't think of his name.
You know what
The
I
dude
do?
that made the one-handed catch from Allentown. I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now.
Juwan Johnson?
No. This against Ohio State last year. I can't think of
I
his
don't
name.
know.
He didn't go to the NFL. He was going to be a second-round pick. I
Yeah.
can't think of
Well,
his name.
anyway, you got to beat Ohio State to win the Big Ten, and they're not going to do that.
No. Not going to
You
happen.
got, you know,
Stop hesitating.
Oh,
Get it out. They're
I
not
don't-
going to.
I don't think they're going to beat Ohio State, but people need to stop beating this drum that Ryan Day's this great coach either, because he can't win a big game either.
It doesn't. Who cares? They're Ohio State. They're going to get in big games.
We'll see. We'll see once Urban Meyer's
They made the
recruiting
playoffs.
class rolls off. We'll see about
they
Ohio
made the
State.
playoffs.
They
what,
got a problem on their hands too. They got McCord from Prep, who's a hell of a player, and he's never going to see the field now. Some of these, what Ohio State's doing isn't the smartest thing. You got like 4 or 5 5-star quarterbacks on that roster.
Yeah.
Kids are going to start not wanting to go there because they're not playing.
Because they're not going to play.
Right. And that's a big deal. Like McCord, he's going to transfer out. And guess what? If McCord,
He's going to come to Penn State.
no, I don't think he'll go to Penn State. But that's the only reason why Ohio State got Marvin Harrison is because McCord went there.
Yeah.
I think McCord transfers out.
What's the other Penn Stater think?
I
He's
have to
still-
look at the other. Yeah, I don't know. I expect they're going to be in the running, right? They're in the running. They're going to get a bowl, some crappy bowl.
Penn State, they're a big name.
9-3.
And Notre Dame. They'll have a better record than Notre Dame.
I heard you, Jim.
No, Notre Dame
I
probably go
heard you.
undefeated because they don't play anybody out of conference.
Don't they play?
I think their first game is at Archbishop Boyd High School. They play Archbishop Boyd in the Shamrock Series.
The Shamrock Series.
Stop. Because they're independent, they get to pick and choose.
They do.
I know.
That pisses me off, though.
But not that long ago, there were a lot of major independents.
Tell me what happens every time Notre Dame gets in a playoff game against
They
a good
lose.
team at the end.
They
They
lose.
don't lose.
They get
They get
spanked.
their ass kicked.
Yeah.
I
hear
will.
you.
I mean, looking at the schedule, Notre Dame starts off the week against Sunday, September 5th against Florida State.
They'll win that because
Florida State stinks anymore.
Right. Who else they got? Maybe
Why are they the 9th ranked team?
because they don't play
So
anybody.
stupid. Florida State. Oh, here's a tough one. Toledo.
Well, Penn State.
Oh, yeah, because every team that Penn
I
State
know,
plays
I
is
know.
on.
we got Villanova.
Wait, Villanova's playing Penn State this
Yeah,
year?
week 3.
That's
or week
There
4.
you go.
Purdue, Wisconsin, at Wisconsin, Notre Dame. That'll be a good game. Cincinnati at home. Cincinnati's
American
good.
Conference. They're okay.
Cincinnati.
They lost their.
Dude, they almost made the playoffs last
right,
year.
but they're good defensive coordinators. He was really good. Now just went to Notre Dame.
Virginia Tech at home or at Virginia Tech. USC, they're big.
USC.
It's one of their big
that could be a
rivals.
tough
USC
game.
stinks though. They're the
Right.
same thing as Notre Dame.
Right.
Big hype and nothing.
Right. Who else you got?
North
It's a lot
Carolina.
different being away, right, Jim?
Yeah.
North Carolina. North Carolina is decent with Mac Brown. What are they ranked?
They're 10.
Yeah, they.
Navy,
Oh,
Virginia,
Navy's a tough one. I'll tell you.
Virginia, Georgia Tech, Stanford. I will say that it's maybe a little I mean, they don't have Clemson like they did
So
last
go down
year.
Penn State's schedule because they're not. I'm telling you, 9-3 because they got to go.
Is Penn State ranked?
Yeah, 19, I think.
Oof, that ain't good.
At Wisconsin, right?
They play Wisconsin, Ball State, Auburn. Why is that the whiteout game
I
in
don't.
September?
Listen, they'll probably do another one.
Because it's the SEC.
Yeah.
That's such.
Do you
crap.
think they beat Auburn?
Probably their most game, other than the Ohio State game, right?
Ohio
Ohio
State's
State's
Ohio State.
It's away. That's
Michigan's
why.
here though, ain't it?
Indiana's ranked in their.
Indiana's a revenge game.
Indiana
after
beat them last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Why wouldn't you make that the whiteout game?
At Iowa's a tough game.
Michigan too. Michigan's bigger than.
Is Michigan ranked?
No,
Yeah.
they're terrible. I'm surprised Harbaugh's still there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's never beaten Ohio State.
Neither is
Franklin, they did.
Yeah,
The
once.
block field goal.
Joe said Auburn is a night game. That's probably why.
Yeah, it's at
Yeah,
8 o'clock.
they're making it the whiteout game because
What's-
it's SEC.
I'm curious. What's Joe White have Penn State's record at?
There you go, Joe. Question to you.
Joe, when are you going to come on the show too?
Yeah, that's another thing. It's an open invitation, dude. Stop giving
Just
me
show,
excuses.
just show up.
The
You
person
don't have
over
to be
here
told.
to the left of me just sits here and does nothing.
All right, look, we're testing out this tonight for a guest that we have coming on next
Oh,
week.
that's right.
If Joe wants to come on virtually like this, we can get him in too.
That's right.
I want him in studio.
In studio would be
In
good.
studio feel is completely different. Like virtual is cool. They let you do things, but being in here, feeling the energy, completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And our guest next week is on the West Coast, so unfortunately we can't do that. I'll leave the teaser there for fantasy folks. We looking to have a nice guest in next week.
Yep. Right before week 1 too.
I'll keep listening. I want to hear you roast Girardi, talk about how the Phillies have no shot of making the playoffs.
Talk about how Rhys Hoskins is overrated too.
Oh, jeez. You and overrated guys.
He
tonight.
is. I'll tell you what.
I'm out. But I'll be see ya.
All right, Jim.
See you,
See you, Jimmy.
See you.
Thanks for joining in.
He talked more than Andrew did.
Yep.
Not hard to do.
He's still
man.
talking. Can't hear him, but he's still talking.
It's not hard to do.
He's gone.
Oh,
You find anything good
hasn't
on
caught
Bumble?
up yet.
Nah,
You find any girls on Bumble in Parkwood?
Oh my god.
dude.
All right, so he gave us
How
a
much
segue.
crack do you get from them, dude? Like,
What?
how much
Smitty.
crack?
I
do you
I don't
get
pay
from-
attention to him.
I asked him if he's finding any girls from Parkwood on Bumble. You're attached to that phone, man. Jeez.
All right, Jimmy gave us a segue into Girardi and the Phillies. Is he or isn't he, or should he be on the hot seat? I don't think he's on the hot seat right now.
Look what he has with. Look what he has to deal with.
Should he be on the hot
No,
seat?
he
I
has
think
no
it should
one-
be getting a little warm.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
has
I'm
no
with-
one.
I
the
think
only
he
two-
should be.
Dude,
I don't think
players-
it's warm.
the
I
only
think he
players
is. I think he
has
should be.
Harper and
And
Wheeler.
Realmuto.
What are you talking about? Dude, it's the roster when healthy is not that bad.
He makes
That's,
horrible
that's
Now
a
you-
problem, though.
you-
They're not healthy.
Right. And you got this you got a very disappointing year from Noah. That doesn't help.
Nope.
like I said, the only two actual players
But,
this
but
year
listen,
are Harper and
you
Wheeler.
you improved your bullpen from last year. I mean, it
Did-
could only
that's
it
not-
could-
that's
that's
not
not
hard to
saying-
do.
I know because it was only the
And-
worst bullpen ever. But
And early
either
on,
way,
up through probably June, it wasn't that good of
right.
a bullpen.
But you improved it from last year, which wasn't hard to do to start off. All right. But you still have guys on this team like Harper, like you said, Realmuto. Segura was having a nice season, but now he's in a slump.
Gregorius,
Now, do you know why?
Gregorius was hurt, but he's kind of coming around. Not really.
Ronald
A little
Torres.
too late.
Torres has been a real
Torres
nice
has been
surprise.
a very nice surprise.
Yes.
Let's talk about Segura because Segura was crushing the ball.
Yep.
Right?
And
And
now he's doing
but-
nothing.
what did Girardi do?
He switched him. I hear
Dude.
you, but
He's been switching that lineup. Here's the thing: I'll tell you why I think Girardi's 100% on the hot seat, and why Girardi will not be the manager here. Dombrowski's not tied to Girardi. Dombrowski will bring in his own guy. Dombrowski didn't bring in Girardi.
weren't they boys with the Yankees?
Well,
No, Dombrowski's never played.
No, I don't think he was ever
Who
in
was
New
he?
York.
Girardi brought in the scout,
I don't
head
think.
scout.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think you bring
Yeah.
Girardi back.
He's
Well,
under
Joe-
contract.
Joe says let Dombrowski give Girardi a better lineup, then put him on the hot seat.
All right,
He's got it. When
All right,
DJ's
all
right. When the lineup is healthy, they're a
It's a
solid
playoff.
lineup.
It's a playoff line.
It's a playoff potential lineup.
Yeah.
Is it a championship winning
No
lineup? No,
They
not
need
by a
another.
long
They
shot.
need another power
It might-
hitter.
It's a this division. It's a good enough lineup to win this division.
It's only a good enough lineup to win this division this year is because Acuna's hurt and the Mets are
No,
Mets
it
are
was good
injured.
enough to win it last. They were
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
race till August
yes,
last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a 60-game season.
Still, you're in it.
Dude, the Braves
They don't control that.
with Acuna and the rest of their
Well, the Braves are the better team, that's for
Right.
sure.
Right.
But I'm saying that this lineup could compete in the division.
they can compete, but so if you're looking at like moves to get another power hitter, right? You're probably gonna replace two outfield positions, right? You're gonna replace Herrera. What's it, 3-0 now?
4.
Yeah. 4-0. Yeah, to the
Jesus
worst team in
Christ.
freaking baseball.
Yep.
That's
This is
horrible.
why Girardi will not be back.
Well, your pitching sucks.
Dude, their pitching was
Girardi's not swinging the bat.
Right.
Girardi's not making the pitch.
When-
And the reason
But
why I
here's the
think he
problem.
made the move
Girardi-
like Segura is because the
when do-
lineup's struggling.
When do managers not take the fall in this
Oh,
situation?
absolutely.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
take
you
the
How
can't
many
fall.
fire the
managers have they
team.
had in the last 5 years, though? Like, how many times are you
All
going to
right.
keep switching?
Girardi,
Exactly.
Girardi's
It's the
only,
easy way
that's a
out.
good
It's
point.
the easy way out.
but Girardi's, yeah, I mean, Kapler, look at him. But Girardi was only good when the Yankees had that team. Everywhere
they
Well,
were
he
loaded.
got manager of the year in Florida too.
Yeah, well, He was okay. Did they win the
He got
division?
manager of the year.
Yeah,
What do you
but
mean?
did they-
Okay.
Did they win the division when he was the manager of the year?
I have
I
no
would
idea.
hope
I
so.
don't,
Going five-
I don't follow
Going
the
500 in Florida is like winning the Super Bowl
What?
in Miami.
no.
No, it's not.
For them it is. For them it
How
is down
much
there.
crack have you smoked before going on the show?
You just compared winning in the baseball
No, I'm
division
saying
to a
the
Super Bowl.
Marlins. The Marlins.
They don't have a fan base.
Right.
They
So
don't know what a Super Bowl or division is.
I'm saying
Probably.
going 500 is a big deal to them.
I would hope it's not.
You would hope it's not, but it is.
I don't think it is. I don't think they would know what 500 baseball is either. Well, 500, what? I don't know. I just think that this team is just so
Poorly constructed.
it's yeah,
poorly
but
drafted.
they just don't know their they don't I don't know if they don't understand their roles or what it is, but they're just so hot and cold, and it's so frustrating. You, like
We
week
got the
after
Mets-
week,
we
you
got the
don't
Mets at the right time.
you like week after week, you don't know what team you're getting. Are they going to be hot? Are they going to be cold? Are they going to hit for 10 runs? Are they going to strike out 10 times? You just never know
So
with this
how do you
team.
fix this team?
You don't.
I wouldn't say you blow it up, but you got to make one or two moves this all season.
Well, you're going to make 2 outfield moves, right?
Yeah, you have
So
to
you
because
either go
McCutcheon's
after-
up and Herrera's.
I don't think they're going
Herrera's
to pay
gone.
Herrera. So then, like,
But do you trust Hazley to stay healthy?
I'm not talking about
and-
Hazley. I'm
and
talking
he
about
didn't-
go out and get like a Conforto and a Marte.
Conforto stinks.
This year he stinks.
He's terrible, dude.
This year
He's
he
not even
stinks.
batting 200.
This year. Look at his numbers before.
I know, but he stinks.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does. He made one good
You
run.
know he's going to get 20 mil a year easy.
I hope he doesn't
Bri-
here.
Bryant is an option, right?
He is, but he ain't coming here.
You think he's
Who?
staying in San Fran?
I think he stays with the Giants or he gets a big payday somewhere else. Phillies aren't going to be able to afford him.
That's the problem. Middleton.
Yeah, that's why you got to dump.
He's cheap. He won't go over the luxury tax, dude. To win in this league, you have to go over the luxury tax.
Yeah, but
you
that's
can't
because
sit there and
there's.
say,
But
I
listen to
want
what
my
you just said.
freaking
Listen to
trophy
what
back.
you just said. The teams that go over the luxury tax are who?
Dodgers.
Dodgers, Yankees, Red Sox, because they have the money and market to do it.
The Phillies went over the luxury tax before when they were winning.
But it's been a while.
I think. Do you agree that in order for the Phillies to compete, Middleton's got to open the wall
Yeah.
a little bit more?
Yes. Yeah, there's no question. You have to go out
But
and
who
get
are
players.
you going to pay? You already have
You
Real
can't-
Muto and
it's
Real Muto,
I'd go
Wheeler,
out
and
and get-
Harper
I'd go out and get-
are killing you.
I'd
It's-
go out and get a starter.
This has
another
been the
no-
Phillies' track record for a while, where they get retread players, injury prone, older, that sort of thing. Maybe they were decent players when they were younger or when they weren't injured, but they get players after they've been injured. They get players after they're past their prime, and that's how they've made their living since the World Series.
Here's a move that I would make that I don't know if Phil. I said this to you guys already, but I would trade Hoskins for a pitcher because you're going to have to pay Hoskins in a year or two.
I'm
Well-
with you, but what are you getting?
What are you going to
I
get
think
for
you
him?
could probably get a number 2
No,
for Hoskins.
no. Unless he goes to the American League and becomes a DH.
The thing that hurts Hoskins is he's statistically, he's inconsistent,
And he can't play defense.
but he can't play defense.
Right, he can't
He's
play
horrible.
defense. That's why you trade him to the American League so he can be a DH and hope to get a 2, maybe a 3 from them. From
And then, and
somebody
then what do
there.
you do? Move Bohm the first?
I
Nah.
don't think Bohm
No,
comes up.
but Hoskins
Take
is
Ray
better
Muto
at
to
first than
first and put Marchand behind. The catcher?
If your answer to trading Hoskins is then moving Bohm the first, then you don't trade.
then you don't.
Hoskins.
Yeah, because I'd rather have
No,
Hoskins.
I would rather put Ray Muto
I'd rather
at
have
first
Hoskins at first.
and put
Real
Mar-
Muto at first.
and put
and then-
Marchand. Marchand's supposed to be pretty good.
No, dude. If you're paying Real Muto to be your franchise catcher,
Actually, I think you
leave
get
him
more. I think
Right.
you get more years from him if he's not behind the plate all the time.
Well, yeah,
there. He's at his best at
the
catcher, though.
that's been the history of catchers. You
That's
move
what I'm
them to the
saying.
field
Right, move
to
him.
get a couple more years
So
out
you
of
move
him.
him at first, maybe.
But
get
he's
a-
not. What is he? 29.
No, he's 31.
He's
isn't he?
31.
He's 30 or 31.
You sure?
I
That's
think.
what I'm saying. And Marchand's supposed to be
Yeah, but
higher
I don't know if he's ready for that yet. He's still a real solid defensive
who do
catcher.
you? That's the thing. Then at first, who do you?
He's 30.
You can't move like DJ says. You don't move Bohm the first.
No, you don't.
You can't afford to move. If you're going to trade Hoskins, you got to get a first.
You know
baseman
what
back.
you got to do.
or have a better plan
This
than
is
moving Bohm to first.
This is what you have to do. You have to get your farm system in order.
That's priority number one.
And in order to do that, you like they just did. They had a lot of shakeups in the front office, but you need to go to the scouting department and find out why are we not finding players that we can homegrown and bring up through our system and keep them. Why do we constantly have to go out and bring in these free agents who are costly and who, don't have a vest? I mean, they have a vested interest in the team, but it's not. We talked about this before. It's not the team they come up through from being a teenager or fresh out of high school or into college, whatever. You don't bring these players up through your system. They don't have the same. I don't think they have the same vested interest in winning that a player like when we had Rollins and Utley and those guys in here. You have to bring those guys up. That's where I think the changes really need to be made is the scouting department and player personnel people, those sorts of things. They in that announcement that they put out, they're keeping their international guy in and how many international players have they brought in?
0.
Yeah. So why are you keeping a guy who hasn't done much of anything? You have to go out and get new blood in those situations. And I would look at organizations like the Florida Marlins and the Atlanta Braves because they have high turnover. Tampa Bay is another one. They have high turnover.
San Diego too.
They bring up players who eventually move on to other teams, but they keep bringing up players that are good. And I would look at those organizations in their front office. Number one, I would look to see who's available to pluck out of the front office. Number two, I would look to see what are they doing that we are not, that they keep bringing up players through their own system.
Well,
because we're not.
The thing when you bring up a team like the Rays, right? I mean, their philosophy is, look, we're going to be homegrown. We're going to bring up our own guys. And we trust our guys that are scouting these dudes.
Try to win a World Series,
and they get to the playoffs. They make a run, but then when these guys are up for big contracts, they ship them off, and it's just recycled process.
Yep,
that's probably the best philosophy in baseball because it's been working. Now they haven't won a championship,
right?
Because they don't have the money to win one.
Yeah, they don't have a fan
almost
base.
Won it last year, right?
And more importantly, they probably don't have the TV money that the Yankees and Red Sox.
They don't have, and they're in the same division with the Red Sox and Yankees, so that makes it even harder.
Tough. Yeah, absolutely.
But if you want to look at a philosophy to copycat, it's the Rays. I mean, it just works.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Phillies are probably going to go out and make another splash this year that we're like going to be like get excited about. But then something like a Trevor Story, we're probably going to overpay him.
Yeah, back in the day, it was the Expos. I for the life of me, I can't figure out how the Expos never won a World
Pedro
Series
Martinez,
because
Vladimir
when you look at all the players that came up through their team, going all the way back to the 70s, into the 80s, into their whole history, they had awesome players. A good chunk of them went to the Hall of Fame, and how they never won a World Series is beyond me. But there's a history of teams who do this where they bring up players, they just never, they bring up individual players that are good. Sometimes they don't. They just can't get over the hump for whatever reason. But that's where I think the Phillies really need to have a come to Jesus moment and say, what is going on with our scouting department and player development department?
Problem is with that is Dombrowski's not that guy. Dombrowski comes in and trades your farm for superstars.
Joe White brought up a good point. How long is he going to be here?
I don't
because
think
his track record is a couple of years, 3 years, and he's gone.
He signed a 4-year deal. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to rebuild this farm system and do that, then Dombrowski's not the guy for you. Dombrowski's a win now guy.
Right.
So Dombrowski,
yes,
they either do something next year or Dombrowski in a year says, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'll go back to trying to get a franchise in Nashville like he was working on before.
It's going to take probably 5 to 7 years to get that farm system in shape.
Well, then you're wasting all Harper's years too.
Absolutely.
And Harper came out and spoke about it this week, actually, about that.
The farm system?
Not the farm system or wasting years, but he said, we're wasting time trying to get things right. I mean, he's actually now spoken out about it.
Yeah, so. Well, that's good. Maybe they'll listen to him.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a possibility he eventually
asked to move on?
I don't know because, it's in his contract that he can't, right?
Well, he has a no trade, but
Yeah.
I mean, he could ask out still.
Yeah,
I mean,
you could
potentially.
still.
No trades aren't worth the paper they're written on.
No, I'm with you. That's what I'm saying.
There's never been a no trade clause where it's been worth a pile of beans.
Do you think Harper is out eventually?
I think if it doesn't get fixed,
Yes.
yeah. Why
I mean,
would
if
it?
Harper is
if
out,
he's-
then you move Ray Muto and you move everybody.
This is 3 years in for Harper, right?
If they can't get
Isn't
it
it
right,
five?
If they go to year 7 or 8,
oh yeah, he's
where
out.
he's not done squat.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say he
I
hasn't
don't
done
think they
squat.
make
The
it that
team
year.
hasn't done
Yeah, he's
squat.
done.
He's asking out.
I would too. I don't blame him.
I would too.
Because
Yes.
I think
I want to win.
he'll never come out and say it. He'll always say, "I was happy for them." But the Nationals winning the World Series a year after that
Oh
killed
yeah,
him.
yeah.
You could. I mean,
Yeah.
that kills you.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's definitely pissed off about that, and I hope it. I mean, it's easy to see that it can light a fire under him, but as a team, you don't see it. That's for sure.
Mm-mm. And that's another thing that I don't like about Girardi that I haven't seen. Now we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but things like this leak out eventually. We haven't heard about him blowing up at the team saying,
Oh yeah.
WTF is going on with you guys?
Yeah.
You know, why don't you guys,
Why can't you stay consistent?
why can't you play up to your potential? You guys have potential. You don't play up to it. There are too many games out there where you're going through the motions. You don't show you show no fire in your belly.
That's what my dad just said to me. He said, "You can't tell me this team is not sending in except Harper." He said, with 35 games to go after tonight, he also criticizes Joe. He says, "I've never heard the manager utter one word of criticism to anybody."
Yeah.
This is what he gets in return.
Yes. Girardi has to start calling people out.
Well,
that's
not going to fix anything, but it might light a fire under.
It's not going to make you field your position better or swing the bat better, but it could light a fire in your belly where you show that effort you're trying to do better.
Let's be honest. Didi and Kutch got old fast. We were all excited about
Didi.
I mean, he's done, right? Your bullpen implodes on every other night. That's the definition of a 500 baseball team.
Yeah.
And look at your starting rotation. You just got rid of Chase Anderson. You just
Wheeler's come back down to earth.
Assignment.
And if Wheeler comes back down to earth, forget about it. I mean, there's no shot.
It's just a really frustrating because that weekend where they swept the Mets and they went on the 8th.
Yeah, I was there.
I was there too. I mean,
they won 2 out of 3 in Boston.
Yeah, I mean, it just. Yeah, going into the All-Star break and then that start they had after, it's just like, wow, like maybe we'll get some playoff baseball.
Yeah.
I think I'm speaking for every fan when I say this. That was probably the best I felt as a Phillies fan in 10 years.
Sure.
Like I was so excited. That was the best feeling. Then it just goes to shit.
The only thing that goes with us is like, and I'm not like holding on to a glimmer of hope, is probably after tonight we've lost all 5 games to the worst team in baseball. However, we get 3 against the Braves, and the Braves still have to play like 17 against the Dodgers.
But here's the thing. I heard this today. They got to pretty much go like 23-10.
Yeah,
through this stretch.
And what were we talking about on this show the last couple of weeks?
I said 30-20, remember?
Well, yeah, but what my point is, we were talking about, the Phillies are in good shape because we have an easier schedule.
Yeah.
Going into the last couple months, and the Braves have a tougher schedule.
Yeah.
And what have we done with that easy schedule?
Well,
we shit the bed with it.
Right, we lost all 4.
They haven't done squat.
We forgot to mention that they got
Arizona.
They got
win. They got swept by freaking Arizona.
And then we almost swept the Padres.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and then they went 2 out of 3 against the Padres.
And Nola has a no-hitter.
Kind of sort of bring you back in.
And Nola has a no-hitter.
And Brad Miller.
That's the worst defensive team in baseball. Are they? There you got to be.
They have to be.
They're so bad. But
who? Arizona?
Phillies.
No, the Phillies.
Oh, the Phillies.
Well, they got to be one of them. They're
awful.
horrible. That's what's killing them too. Is just that the defense is terrible.
That really boggles my
fundamentals.
mind. That is fundamentals that goes all the way back to when you're in single digits age-wise. I don't get not being able to play fundamental baseball at the major league level.
Things of not being able to field a ground ball.
Last
night Hoskins botches a ground ball.
Yeah,
dude, I get it. You're injured, but it's
Chase Utley.
Not hard to.
Chase Utley came up as not the best defensive second baseman in the league,
yeah.
and he turned himself into one of the top
Yeah,
defenders
jeez.
in the league
That's the
because he
problem.
took ground balls
Well, not
all the
everybody,
time.
not everybody
Not
has that
everybody has that
mentality.
No, they
heart.
don't have
There's-
his
And
IQ.
that's
You're
why
right.
it's like
You're
if,
right.
if the Phillies, like, and I'm not saying this will happen, but if the Phillies completely collapse, which they have done now, maybe
You-
Harper goes to management. It's like, dude, like,
Blow it up or get rid of
or
me.
get rid of me.
Nah,
What?
not
If
yet.
you
not
blow
yet.
it up though,
Not
then
yet.
you're setting yourself back even
He-
further.
He bought a house here. He's putting roots down here. I don't
I
think
mean,
he goes
I'm sure
yet.
he can afford a house. He got
Yeah.
$330 million.
I don't think he does that before year 5.
If
And
he's-
this is year 3.
I think he gives it another couple years, but
I think
it's thin. It's starting to become thin ice.
I think Dombrowski goes to Middleton this year and it's like, yo, you got to take the cuffs off me, dude. I got to be able to spend what I want.
Yeah.
And you got to go over the luxury tax.
And if you do that, you kind of sort of have to blow up the team because you can't keep some of these guys.
Well, who? I mean,
Like you just said, Hoskins is going to be due.
Right. I would
Do you
get rid
want to
of
spend the money
get
on
rid of
him?
Didi, right? Get rid of Didi.
Didi, you dump that real
Right.
quick because he's done.
You get rid of. You don't pick up McCutcheon's deal. You don't pick up
McCutcheon's
Pereira's
done.
option.
And you know what?
You
A month
maybe
ago,
move
I really thought McCutcheon
Yeah,
still had
everyone did.
it. Yeah.
Do you move Segura?
Probably.
So you move Segura. That's opens a lot of money. You bring Stott up. You go out and you have to sign like a younger Story or I don't even know who.
I would love to go get a guy like Trevor Story, but he's going to want 300. He already got it. He actually did. Didn't he sign
No, that was the other guy.
Arenado?
Yeah, no. Story. Actually, one of the predictions I read today is Philly signed like 10 years, 290. I don't know how they afford that.
I agree that you get rid of these guys you're talking about getting rid of, but you can't bring anybody up. And if you can't sign anybody, what are you going to do?
Well, why can't you bring up Stott?
Okay, that's one.
I mean,
you're looking at how many positions that you got to
still
fill.
hoping that Kingery can
You're
play?
talking
I
about
hope not.
left field.
Guys.
Because they're blaming it on the surgery.
We're going to need a left fielder. Are we happy with our center field positions?
And are you trusting Moniak?
Yeah.
No,
he's still ending up.
If you get rid of Segura, that's another hole we got to fill. Gregorius, we got to fill shortstop, third base, first base, all third base and first base all have to be filled.
Look, Torres has been a nice surprise, but is he an everyday
He's
player?
not only is he not an everyday player, he's not a third. Maybe he can play the position, but
he's
you
not a
want
true third
power.
baseman.
You
I'm
want
gonna tell
power
right
out
now,
of the corners.
I think Bone bounces back and has an MVP year.
What?
He just wanted to get you started.
But here's a move that I would make, and I think you guys agree. I think I would trade Bohm to Minnesota for Buxton.
Yeah, but see, I've heard that too. But why would the Twins take?
Because Buxton's in the last year of his contract. And
I know.
Here's the other move. We would take
wants
Josh Donaldson too. We would have to take money
for Bohm.
No, I don't know what else you give him, but
you're not.
But here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing.
Buxton's an MVP caliber player.
He can't stay healthy, and the Twins are our team that doesn't like to spend a lot of money. You take Donaldson's contract, you'd be surprised.
Okay. One, they're not going to take Bohm and some other prospects for Donaldson and Buxton.
Donaldson's 37, dude.
Yeah, but he still produces. He just came off. When did he win MVP? What was that? 3 years ago?
Minnesota's a low market
4 years
team.
ago?
Dude, they don't want to spend
I
that money.
understand, but they're not going to just trade value for a bag of balls.
I think probably people think Bohm is.
What's Bohm's upside? I guess.
Nothing.
Yeah, you don't know.
I think people think probably, right? Like you take a chance on him.
This is his second year up.
Yeah.
Right.
Not even a second whole year. Yeah, last year he came up halfway through the year.
Yeah. All right.
Sophomore slump, is that what you're going to say?
That's what I would say, but
COVID slump?
he started off the season decent.
He had COVID.
Yeah.
That's right.
So did Scott Kinger last year.
And that's the other thing. They have so many question marks in that farm system that you don't know. Like
Besides that,
Kingery, Moniak, Stott shows promise. Who?
Scott.
Scott Kingery. Yeah, that's what I said.
No, not the other guy.
Bryson Stott.
Yeah,
It's not Scott. Yeah, Bryson
Same,
Stott.
you knew who I meant.
Marshawn, the guy you're talking about, a catcher. I mean, and who's the pitcher? The guy,
Abel.
him, and who's the other guy they just drafted? Was it last year or this year? Their first round pick.
The guy Girardi's friend.
Maybe,
Painter,
but apparently
Girardi's son's
Painter. Yeah,
friend.
Painter. Apparently, this dude and the dude last year, I thought first round that throws gas. He's a starter. Maybe
Abel.
Maybe it's Abel. Yeah.
Yeah.
But are these guys going to be able to turn
In
into
like
starters?
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's you have way too many question marks. It's tough.
We good on Phil's?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that cheap ass Josh Harris.
That's what
that
I
the
wanted to
last-
end the
the
show
last
with
one?
was that cheap ass Josh Harris. Yes.
Even though he just signed Embiid to a deal, that
and,
dude,
and bought a $16-17 million mansion. What was
That
it?
was Ben.
Yeah, but Harris bought a mansion too.
Oh.
For a multi-million dollar.
Of course he did.
he
double
bought-
digit.
Yeah, in Hatboro. built
Next
Is
door?
he your
down
neighbor?
the street.
Is he in your pool?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's chilling at your poolside now.
That bothered me though. What he
That
did this
that
week
really that's
Last
What
a
did he do?
He fired an
he
equipment
fired-
manager of 34 years.
for
he fired 17 people for quote unquote cost cutting measures.
Well, I'm waiting for Embiid to come out and pay him like he did before.
he did. That's what I'm saying. Like that's such a bad look for you, dude.
I know.
It starts off last
I
year
agree.
when you don't decide you're not going to pay your employees through the COVID, and you cut salaries by 20% or whatever insane number it was. You up price your tickets for no reason.
Yeah, because your team can't get past
Yeah.
the second round.
Yeah, and then you do this stunt. It's like, and all while your franchise guy is having to pick up your slack and pay all of your employees
Yeah.
because he feels bad.
Yeah.
Like that's not a good look, dude.
I
And
agree.
then you're talking about building a brand new stadium/training facility on the river because you think
I thought they have one already.
yeah, in Camden, but they want to do one on Phillies. They want to move it to this side.
Oh, what's Harris just going to pick up the foundation and put it across the river?
That's what they were talking about doing. They want to build a stadium on the river.
On the Philly side or the Jersey side?
Philly
All
side
right.
on the river on Penn, it was
right.
Penn's Landing.
so
I
we're
think.
going to have our own stadium.
Yeah, good luck
no,
getting that by the city.
it was just
Good
you
luck
know.
getting
Is that
that by the
recently?
city.
that wasn't it last year?
All right, well, let's get that done. I'm down with that.
But you can do that, but you don't. But you want to complain about paying a couple people
True.
How
through,
much?
through a
Supposedly,
pandemic?
Simmons complained that his shorts were not washed right. So
He
they got
had
rid
some
of them.
skid marks because he saw Trae Young coming at him. He didn't wash the pants out right.
Yeah, it
Some
was.
shit stains in
It's
there.
just it's such a bad
See my
look
stuff in
all
the
around
pants.
for Josh Harris. When you're a multi-billionaire,
And players
And
see
you
that shit
go-
around the league.
Yeah,
too.
that's
Yes,
bad for your
yes.
Like
It's-
Jimmy
team.
Butler
Yes.
loved that equipment manager.
the look all around is just brutal, and he can't see past the dollar sign.
What's
that's
the
his
guy's
problem.
name? I mean, we have a spot for him.
Scott Harris.
Scott Harris.
No,
yeah.
the equipment manager.
Oh,
If he's listening
thought
to
you
us,
knew
Or
him.
Josh Harris, not Scott
No.
Harris. Josh.
I thought you knew him.
no, they were just busting my balls saying that I got the equipment from him. That's why it's a business. If that equipment manager's listening, we always have a spot for you on
Yeah,
Santa
if you,
Booth,
hey,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah,
you
I
can
mean,
come bad mouth whoever you want.
come
Yeah.
vent.
Yeah, we're here.
Yep. Yeah, that's a shame for what happened to him.
And
I
it wasn't
fe-
just
I
him;
feel
it was his
for him.
staff. His staff.
Yes,
was-
and I think there were a total of 17 people that they let go.
It's just
They,
And you know what's
I think they
also-
let go a couple front office people. Yeah, it's just
But what's,
it's putrid.
what's
all
crazy
around.
is one of the part owners, what's his name? The dude that owns Fanatics.
Michael Rubin.
Dude, they're taking over everything, and you're telling me, like, and
Yeah.
you can't pay.
Yeah,
Like, literally,
hey,
did
the
you see
thing-
what Fanatics
the
took
thing-
over?
Another
All
thing,
trading cards for the
another
next 20
yeah,
years. Like,
another
it's
thing that
ridiculous.
bothers me with the Sixers ownership. Rubin's boys with Robert Kraft and is a Boston guy, but he owns the Sixers.
well, look at Josh Harris.
That pisses
He
me
owns
off.
the Devils.
Yeah, that bothers me.
Rubin's from
That bothers
Boston?
me big time.
I don't know if he's
that you
from
do that.
Boston, but he's a Boston fan. He's a Patriots fan. He's boys with Robert Kraft.
Oh, I thought they were just boys because they went to the massage parlors with Deshaun Watson.
No, they were boys with Robert. Him and Robert Kraft helped
You're
Meek,
so messed up,
helped
man.
Meek Mill get out of jail and all that, which
Yeah,
was
but I
great.
thought-
That's really cool.
I
and,
thought he was.
and they're doing good stuff through the community and all that. But he's like that bothers me that
So
you're
he's
always
a
with
Patriots
Boston
fan?
and Patriots fan and Robert Kraft's boy. That bothers me. You're Philly. Like we don't like Boston, especially not the Patriots or Robert Kraft from a sports perspective.
I mean, we would.
But
love
he's always
Robert
with
Kraft
them and
as an owner. if
Well,
he was here.
I mean, yeah, if he was owning the Eagles, sure. I would like some Super Bowls, but
Well,
I also,
just for
that
the record,
bothers me. That rubs me the wrong way too.
no, I
Yeah,
don't blame you. That don't,
Yeah.
that's legit.
hey, Mr. Money Pot,
He's asleep.
He's slumped out.
Mr.
there.
Money Pot.
He's snoozing.
Is he really asleep?
No, I'm not sleeping. Come on, man.
You got any thoughts on the Sixers here with their cost-cutting measures?
No, not at all. Not
None
one.
at all. Andrew, you got any thoughts on these cost-cutting measures by the Sixers?
Does it remind
I'm
you
in football
like,
mode,
would you-
man.
I
How
hear
would
you.
you-
I
I'm
hear
in
you.
football mode.
I hear you on
It's
that.
close.
You would understand if you got cut from the rectory. All the money they're bringing into
That's
the
true,
church, and then they
yeah.
cut you.
I got firsthand knowledge on getting shown the door after 28 years. So I'm right there, and that's another. Yeah, I got a little special personal interest in that
What,
when I
him?
hear shit like that.
What?
No, about people getting let go after
Yeah.
So much
decades
time.
of working for
that's
somebody.
right. Yeah.
And my wife was let go after 38 years. So yeah, it rubs me the wrong way
That
when
number
I
eight
hear
doesn't
things
sit
like
well
that.
with you two.
What?
What's that?
That number 8 doesn't sit well with you two.
No,
Number 8.
not at all.
Oh, 28 and 38. I didn't notice that.
I just, I mean, it's happening more and more in society today.
Oh yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
it's like, let's bring the young bucks in.
Yo, I just noticed that's a genius use of the Santa Boot First coaster.
But it's
propping up your-
flipping the wrong way. You got
Propping, yeah, you
gotta
got to show the
flip
face
it.
out to the
Well,
camera.
I didn't want to block Santa.
What? Oh, you didn't want to block Santa.
All right, there you go.
But there you go.
I think Smitty was just getting bored. He's like, let me do something.
No,
No,
I'm not
actually-
bored.
Now, did you see it fall when he moved it? All right, folks, we're coming up on an hour and a half show. That's good enough for us.
Yeah.
Good enough for you?
Yeah,
That's
how
perfect.
many games back are the Phillies going to be next week when we are on?
About 10.
Yeah, 8.
11 and a half.
Oh, next week. I
I'm-
thought you meant when we
I'm
go
gonna
to the
say
game.
3.5.
They're probably out of it by the time we go to
Nah.
the game.
They make a little run.
Yeah.
No,
They have to.
dude, they're
They're
done.
gonna, dude. They're like
They're
like that chick. They get you excited, right? Then you go out with her again. She tells you she's gonna give you more. Then she pulls back, but then you go out with her again.
No,
That's what's happened with the Phillies, bro.
I don't
No.
see it.
this is not the Godfather 3
I
where you
don't see it.
when you think you're out, they pull you back
I
in.
don't see it.
Nope.
Now, if they come back and win tonight,
No.
But right
No,
now,
I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
Joe, if you're still out there, what's the score?
It's 4.
it's 4-0. But
4-0.
Freddie Galvis on first base, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th.
Oh god.
Bottom of the 5th.
They
That's
have,
it.
They have 2 hits on the
Oh, nice.
2
nice.
hits on the worst team in baseball. That's now they're
2
40,
hits.
At home too.
42 games under 500. Well, we'll be there, so we can boo.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're out of it by the time we go.
Oh,
It's 2 weeks.
oh
2 weeks,
4-2. Segura, 2-run bomb.
Nice.
All right.
All right, no need to scream. Come on, guys.
As Gary
It's not
Matthews would
getting
say,
too excited.
Cadillac time.
No need to get excited.
All right, folks, that's
Still
going to
gonna
wrap
lose.
it up
We're still gonna lose.
here
Doesn't
in-
matter.
beautiful downtown Willow Grove. Hope you enjoyed another episode of Santa Boot First Podcast. Remember our sponsors,
Sleep X.
insurephilly.com. All
Mel-
your insurance need
melatonin.
covered by Matt
Melatonin.
Maloney.
What were
And
we
as
talking
always, we are powered by Pops. Get you some. It's
And-
good stuff.
about? Andrew's powered by melatonin.
Yeah, melatonin. Thank you all, and we'll catch you next week.
Special guest.
Take it away there, Mr.
Special
Money
guest.
Pot.